Hello, and welcome back to my show, What's the Diagnosis, where you produce the symptoms and we tell you what could possibly be wrong. This segment is special because it's our So You Want to Be a Doctor segment. Today, we have a mom whose daughter has not been herself lately, and she wants to know what could be wrong. Meet Barbara. Barbara is here about her 35-year-old daughter, and Shirley, and here's her story.
Besides developing cataracts at the age of 5, Shirley was seemingly normal up until the age of 12. About that age is when she started to have seizures and oral thrusts. Her seizures started to worsen and become more frequent at the age of 17. We took her to Piedmont Hospital and they prescribed her with anticonvulsants to manage the seizures. Shirley is now 35 and legally blind and has yet to be properly diagnosed.
Wow. So, Miss Barbara, what has Shirley been previously diagnosed with?
Epilepsy, and they can't tell me why she developed cataracts.
Well, it's time to ask our audience. Today, our audience is filled with medical school students. Students, what do you think epilepsy is, and do you feel that Shirley's doctors were right to diagnose her with that?
I think epilepsy are seizures, and I think she was misdiagnosed.
Do you have anything salty?
Oh, I forgot to mention that I took her to the doctor recently because her hair recently became very brittle and it started to thin really bad. She even has bald spots now. Her nails have also turned dark.
Students, given this information that Ms. Barbara just told us, what body systems could also be affected by this disease?
It sounds like the integumentary system.
Very good, very good.
I am extremely worried for my child. Please help us. It seems that she develops something new every day.
Well, before the show, we took Shirley's blood for a blood test, and now we will physically examine her. As you can see, her teeth are funny because it's apparent that she has some type of gum disease. Her nails have turned dark. Shirley wears glasses because she's legally blind and she's very sensitive to light. And her hair is starting to thin around the edges. So Barbara told us that Shirley suffers from seizures, hair thinning, and she has lost some of her hair. She's legally blind, she has dark colored nails, and she gets oral thrusts frequently. It's time for our results because they are in. The results are in. Thank you. In the case of 35-year-old Shirley, Barbara, it has been concluded that Shirley has been diagnosed with autoimmune polyglandular syndrome type 1. When we gave Shirley the blood test, we did that so we can analyze her DNA. When we did that, we found a mutation in her AIRE gene. I also found that she suffers from low blood pressure. Do you understand this, Barbara?
A little bit. So my baby has problems with her immune system?
Correct. She has autoimmune polyglandular syndrome type 1, which is caused by a mutation in the AIRE gene. Students, do any one of you know how long the AIRE gene is?
13 can be located on chromosome 21q22.3.
The AIRE gene is responsible for the production of autoimmune regulators, a protein that is highly expressed in the thymus gland, and it generates T cells. Studies show that this protein helps control thymic expressions in many antigens that are tissue-specific, which kills autoreactive T cells. When there is a deficiency in this protein, autoreactive T cells escape and get released into circulation, causing autoimmunities. The low blood pressure and the salt craving suggest that she has Addison's disease. The seizures are happening because she also suffers from hypoparathyroidism, and the oral thrush tells us that she has chronic mucocutaneous candidiasis, and I also saw enamel hyperplasia. All of these which are associated with APS1.
So what are our next steps?
Well, I'm going to give you the name of a doctor who specializes in patients who have autoimmune disorders, and I will also be prescribing Shirley flucanoids, a diflucan, to help with the fungus that's in her mouth. Here's a free sample.
Thank you.